Yay, hi, welcome to day 5. Oh, day 5 of our Date Like a Unicorn series. No fear though, we have so much more ahead. If you're loving this and you're here watching the replay, maybe even in the future, there's so much available in the SuperLOVED galaxy. Wait, how do I point to that there? SuperLOVED galaxy of transformation for the brilliant unicorn woman who knows that she wants something special in her life, something extraordinary, a person, an experience that is really soulful. And I know from my own experience that this is the most sacred thing you can have on the planet. I just got a text from one of my previous SuperLOVED clients who met her special unicorn, and I love to share that she was kicking and screaming the whole way because she really believed that this, she wasn't going to be able to find someone who could get her. And she wrote, "Oh my God, he wants to get, you're doing the most important work in the world, helping people find love and get over their shit." And we were in bed this morning talking about how great we are together and how we really together. I keep telling him that it was because I did SuperLOVED. So anyway, that's pretty phenomenal to know that even if you don't think it's possible right now, that it actually is. So say hello if you're watching the replay. Yay, I'm glad you came back. Post in the comments if you're here. And we're going to jump into our mantra. So show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. So as you're chanting this, chant it and arrive. Remember, day 1, we talked about how you show up to this is the demonstration to the universe as to how you want someone to show up with you. So, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So are you giving yourself that kindness, that care, that, hey, this is important, this matters to me, and give yourself that. So continue to show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Hi, Shantara. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Oh, yay. Joy is here and it's sunny in the UK. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Keep going. And just what is it about your love story that, get into that sensory experience of what it is you're asking for. What is it that you want to experience in love? And I'm imagining a lot of it is that lightness, the ease, the kindness, the relaxation. It's those energies. And so keep chanting. And I'm just going to share, if you notice that your past relationships haven't felt like that, they've been stressful, or you've been worried a lot, or, you're waiting for the next shoe to drop, or, it's just been a lot of work just to, to do that. I know what it's like. I used to call those relationships for me, the dragging the bag of potatoes relationships. And that was really exhausting. And that's not what this is about. The SuperLOVED relationship is actually when you're together, life is easier. So anywhere where you have decided that having a relationship is work, will you destroy and uncreate all that by saying yes out loud? And anywhere in your body or your being where you have decided that having your person means giving up your life or giving up something or losing something, will you please destroy and uncreate that by saying yes out loud? Let's do that one again. Anywhere in your body or your being where you've decided that having a relationship requires exhaustion, work, losing something, will you destroy and uncreate it by saying yes out loud? Yes. How does that feel? That's a biggie. Yay, Darlene's here. Awesome. So today is our day where I am going to walk you through where and how to find your unicorn person. This definitely is another notebook day. I'm going to invite you to really create a little space in your journal and get ready to take notes. Remove any distractions, turn off your phone if you need to, shut the door, really give yourself this because, as I've said, not your typical dating training. This is, a lot more challenging and a lot easier in ways. And in the ways that it's challenging, it's like you have to be willing to show up for you. You have to be willing to honor you because you have the wisdom within you. This is not me telling you how to do you. This is you discovering the you in you. And side note, this is a lot of what we get to practice in my upcoming Unicorn Love It 6-week experiment, which will be for any of you who are choosing and deciding that you want to take this further. You want more one-on-one time with me. You want to be in a intimate community of smart women who, like you, know that you want something more than just a date. Any of you can get a date. We know this, a couple margaritas and a girlfriend, you'll probably end up with a date with somebody. So you don't need that. You don't need that. This is about changing at the core, changing the way you have seen yourself and the way you have related to creating a love relationship and growing in your confidence, growing in your skills to connect, relate, and honor yourself. Because when you're honoring yourself and you know how to listen to yourself and you are making steps forward, you're moving in a different consciousness, like, yay, hi, yay, more people. You're growing into a different consciousness. I mean, you can't, the Einstein quote I love so much is, you can't change a problem from the consciousness that created it. You have to move beyond that. And this is really why I'm here, is to help do that. And it takes time. I mean, some of the things that I've personally been working on in my own life with my relationship, with my business, with money, have required, really stepping into new levels. And it's working. It's working. Like, I am so excited for all that can be created. And once you start recognizing, wow, I can create anything. I can actually be the source of my life. There's nothing that can stop you. And it's really, really fun. So, so in the Unicorn Love Experiment 6-week experience, if you're interested in finding out more about that, I'll sneak the banner up here soon. I'll put up a banner, but just know that that's not a free experience. That's something that you and I will have a conversation. We'll see if it's a fit. And then that's going to be starting in mid-May. So if you really already know that you're interested in that, or you're like, you know what, I don't want to do group things, I would like to to work privately, which is, the most powerful way, I think, ultimately, although the group stuff is part of my private coaching, then message me about that. You can have a conversation with me. Once again, it's all application based, and we can see if you are a fit for any of the SuperLOVED programs. And that is, pretty much if you are willing to step into that space, if you're willing to receive feedback, if you're willing to try on some new things, then you can have the love story of your dreams, period. Like, there's the only thing that stops people is if they quit. They just don't date. They don't want to meet people. They don't want to try on new things. They're committed to their old ways. That's the only thing that can stop you. So I invite you to come in and let's stretch that out and open up to receiving something extraordinary. And you deserve it. So today, day 5, this is what I like to call the Dating Diagnostic. And the Dating Diagnostic, this will include me sharing my screen. There are some slides here. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my slides for this. Hopefully. Okay, let's see if this works. Yes. Okay. There we go. All right, we're going to review a little bit. So if you're just joining, say hello. And I always encourage you to go back and listen to the part you missed. So starting here with our, let's see if we can change this. Hold on. No. We'll try this. Okay, so it's a little blocked, but these are the core Date Like a Unicorn practices we've been talking about this week. So remember the cat lady mindset? Who remembers what that is? That is, yes, it's confusing. Unicorns, cats, it's all together. I love that meme of the cat, butterfly, unicorn. It's really hilarious. Anyway, it's kind of like that. The cat lady mindset is making the choice for you and what matters for you. Choosing love, committing, choosing. I'm guessing the kind of relationship you want is one that your person is committed to the relationship. So you get to start that now. What commitment can you be? I meet a lot of people who are like, yeah, I want a relationship. And there's a clear lack of availability and lack of commitment to actually engaging with that. And, if you are in avoidance or fear or, buying into a lot of drama, then you're not actually open to a relationship. So this is choosing and committing. The second part of that is really being in that anticipation. That anticipation is a high frequency. It's, really getting excited about the future. And the enthusiasm, the excitement is magnetic. So anticipating your love, because remember, you have the desire, then you have everything to create it. It's just about you being willing to take the steps and not just hoping and wishing and waiting. Hoping and wishing and waiting, we never talked about this, doesn't do anything. I mean, it really doesn't. Are you hoping and wishing and waiting? Are you trying? Are you wanting? All of these things keep you separate from it. That's why we step in and we use our mantras. I'm having that. I'm having that. I'm having that. So anticipate love. And then the third part of that is taking the pressure off, getting out of the seriousness. If you're approaching everything like, I better get this right, I better not get it wrong, I better not date the same person I dated before, that's going to stop the creation. It's just a complete roadblock. It's a pitfall, and it's Only when you can play into love, have some fun, turn down the seriousness, will you be able to receive. So then our mantra, show me what my love vibe can do, show me what it can do, is a great way to commune with the creative consciousness. We made our placebo to, really connect sensory with that taste, with probably the smell of chocolate. I know on my chocolate was like really rich, and that's why I ate it all on day 2. It was delicious. Like that really brings your whole being into it. And then creating from the present. What would you love now? What would you love now? Forgiving your past. If you're constantly looking to the past, you can't create something extraordinary that you've never had before. If you're looking to the past, you're in the past. Your mind is stuck in this limited space. If you're asking for unicorn love, it requires choosing beyond anything you've ever seen. And you know what? That is challenging. I've been doing that with money and my business and my relationship all along. And it's like, wow, I realize how powerful that is, because I've created things in the quickest amounts of times because I have challenged myself in that area and gone, you know what will it take for me to create new money? What will it take for me to, have this dream come into fruition? And I've had some huge dream manifestations just in the last month that maybe I'll tell you about sometime. Anyway, then getting out of judgment of you and others. Judgment is always a stopper for creation. So if you're judging yourself saying, I can't do this, I'm bad, I'm, or even outside, oh, they're all losers, they're jerks. You're in you can already tell. It's like, oh, knowing your values and living them. If you're not living your values, then you're not really putting out the vibe that's going to invite someone who can match that. And then I already said this one, but never giving up on you and your desires is a huge one. So these are the core practices that we've touched on this week. There's been a lot more, but hey. So here's what I invite you to do in your journal. So on a piece of paper, create 2 columns. The current state, or maybe it's more, I probably should change that to like the familiar or what has been. And then looking at your love story. So 2 columns. We're going to go through a pretty powerful experience around how you function. So this is the where and the how, because if you're functioning in a certain way with certain points of view, then there's a result to that. In order to have the extraordinary love relationship where you are adored and cherished for who you are, and your total unicorn, quirky, nerdy self is appreciated, then it requires a different level. So we'll walk through that. So have this handy, and I'll tell you when to do something. Hold on. I'm going to take off this bannery thing. Overlay. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay, so okay, cool. So this is a known thing. It's called the Cartman's drama triangle, and I translated it for dating because when you are stuck in the drama triangle piece, then you're not empowering yourself as that super loved unicorn woman. So noticing in this triangle, there are 3 points, And I'm going to go through each one. And these are the places where we get stuck sometimes. And this isn't a reason to beat yourself up. Everybody travels through this triangle on a regular. I mean, this is just pretty typical throughout our life. And it's something where we're dynamically moving from one to the other. And once you have this awareness of these things, then you will suffer less. Let's say that you'll suffer a lot less. So we'll start with the bully. So this corner is the one that addresses that inner anger. So it's the one where we can go into blaming. It's like, oh, this thing happened to me, like, universe, what the hell is going on? Or like, oh, this is what this guy did to me, or this is what my ex did to me. And there's like a lot of bitterness and resentment stuck from that. And this is online dating is, this. And like, if you have that frustration edge, that's often like functioning in this space. So if you have related to that, you may even put in your current column, like, yeah, I feel really annoyed by dating right now, or something like that. So if anything resonates, just put some kind of note so you know what this is. Maybe you are right now blaming your past or an ex or something. So it's just really good. This isn't a reason to beat yourself up. Like I said, this isn't a weapon against, this is awareness. So that's the first corner. The second corner we can talk about is this rescuer one, the people pleaser. I mentioned it yesterday a little bit. Like, are you going into like fears of not being needed, and you just want to be accepted, and it's hard to like, you find yourself exhausted maybe because you're pleasing everyone else, and then you feel drained, often in the relationship space. And I did this so many times. It was like, oh, wow, like this will be good when he does blah, blah, or, there's so much potential here, or I'm just going to wait until, and like, that's a really hard habit because, we can't change anyone. And usually the underlying thing is something that we're avoiding about ourselves or not willing to look at for ourselves. So if you've ever felt like you were the people pleaser rescuer type, and no fault. I mean, hello, we have grown up as moms and teachers and we've grown up being conditioned to be that. So to put ourselves first is often something new in adult life for many people. Maybe, not all, but many people. I know I was terrified of someone not liking me, or me saying something that would scare someone away, or, I was so afraid of judgment. And I still have moments like that where I'm like terrified to do a Facebook Live because I'm like, what are they gonna, like I feel that like fear of judgment thing. So then the third corner is the hopeless one. This is when at times when we feel like nothing can change, nothing works, like getting into that victim mentality where this is what happened to me and I can't change anything. And, when is it going to change? It's never going to change. Nothing works, like that kind of thing. So the cool part about this is you can see this green arrow. It's pointing to the side. This is when you notice you're in any one of these spaces, just from you listening to this right now, you get to let that be an alert that's like, oh, I'm doing that thing Macy talked about in Date Like a Unicorn. Like, oh, I am feeling hopeless right now, and my hope is that the alert becomes, I don't have to stay here. Like there's something else here for me. And, if you think of all three of these points as sort of one side of it, it's not really true that it's like just a duality thing, but that's the way I think of it, is like there's another side to the coin. There's another side to the coin. And if there's another side to the coin that doesn't have to include the pain of exhaustion of being a people pleaser, or the, inner anger, resentment, the bitterness, or the, in the puddle of hopelessness, if moving forward that there is another side, then you can go to this question: what choice do I have from here? And then we go into the super loved, empowered dating triangle that I created that shows the other side of this. So now here's what you get to discover. When you're standing in the super loved, empowered woman, unicorn brilliance, then the bully can transform to what I call the BFF. It's like you are your own BFF. Like in this space, if you've ever heard of the, if you spot it, you got it. If you've ever been like, the finger pointing thing is, if you notice you're pointing a finger and blaming someone or something else, then it's the time to come back. And I put oneness on this one. It's like, oh yeah, like there's something here for me, and there's something right about this I'm not getting. And then you get to discover that, it's really never about anything outside of you. It's just a reveal of something inside that would like your kindness and love and attention. So that's the beginning of that, is becoming the BFF to yourself in that situation. The rescuer transforms to what I call Mama Kitty, which is probably not a really good name. But anyway, I call this one Mama Kitty because Mama Kitty can be like taking care of everyone else. But the Mama Kitty on this side is actually the impeccable self-care. Have you ever seen a cat just lounging in the sunlight and just bathing herself for hours? It's like that level of, wait a second, what do I need? So that's the question. What do I need? What do I require? So then you come back to yourself. You're no longer like avoiding something here. And sometimes this is a very tender. This can be, all of these are very tender at times. And so really know that, this takes a level of intimacy and vulnerability that is big. And then the third corner is the victim transforms to magic fairy princess. This is what else is possible. Like the magic fairy princess is the one who can create anything. So being able to look at that is really amazing. So I'm introducing those to dive into our dating diagnostic. Now, this is when you really want to have your paper handy with your columns so that you can start taking notes and being really honest. I'm telling you, this is, really facing what's going on and being able to make choices for something else. So let me introduce you to this SuperLOVED dating diagnostic table. So you can see on the top, there's two columns: desperate and not desperate, desperate and not desperate. So what does that mean? Most of you probably know what desperate means. It's like that, like urgency, that like fear-based urgency, where there's a sense that I'm not going to be okay if I don't get this text message, or if they don't call me back, or, if I don't have a boyfriend by Christmas, like something like that. It's like that urgency, that fear, that anxiety is really intense at times. And so The not desperate is the opposite of that. It's that relaxation. It's that trust, that knowing that you are supported. So those are the differences there. On the left-hand side, you can see two rows. One says aligned, one says not aligned. Aligned is when you are connected to the truth of you. It's aligning to those values, what matters to you, being the one who is the advocate for you. That was a big part of day 2. If you didn't watch that, go back. Advocate for you, being aligned with you. The not aligned is when you kind of ignore your own needs. It's saying one thing, but believing something else. It's doing something and expecting a result that's not related. It's all of the ways that we aren't listening to ourselves, aren't honoring ourselves, and living for other people. And yeah, I think you get the gist. So we'll start with our first block. And so you can see this is where these intersect. This block I call it unrequited love. This is where you have that sort of desperate energy matched with aligned. And this one's kind of interesting because what usually happens here is that there's a sense that it is aligned. There's this like, oh my God, this is like, there's a conviction with the alignment, but it's coming from this like desperate energy. So oftentimes this is the relationships that come out of this combination are the ones where we like feel like it's love at first sight. We're like, oh yeah, it's everything's there. And we're like totally convinced. And yet what it ends up being is that the like desperate energy, the fear energy is there that brings people into these relationships where people can't commit. They're emotionally unavailable. And so align with desperate is you're unavailable to you. You're choosing things from the place of fear and where you're not actually really connected to you. So players can't commit, emotionally unavailable, married, because that becomes more convenient. That becomes more convenient because it matches. So if you've been, if you find that you do and end up with people who are not emotionally available or literally not available because they're married, then it's just a moment to go, oh, okay, so what's it going to take for me to be more available? And like, what can I choose here? And I've seen a lot of different experiences, but this is a general idea. If you notice, you tend to get in relationships with players, people who can't commit, or married people, then, make a note about that. And comment if that is something that you're aware of for you. Then we'll go to the next one, which is not aligned and desperate. So this is when, I call this bargain brand love. Both unrequited love and bargain brand love are places where you can lose a lot of time. This is where I've lost years and years and years in both of these, where I've, been really aware that I'm with someone unavailable, but I didn't want to let them go because I'm like, better to have something than nothing. And that's the case with both the unrequited love and the bargain brand love. It's like, okay, can I even get better? I already see that there are unmatched values, but I'm ignoring it. The relationship itself is really mediocre. And there's an awareness that there's a settling, a tolerating, and feeling deprived. So if you are someone who really wants to have babies and your person doesn't want to have babies, then you'll be wasting a lot of time in this sort of bargain brand love because you're not honoring what really matters to you. Whereas the block above is a lot of times just a sense of not taking that step to do the inner work so that you can be available. So that's what that one requires. This one requires looking inward and saying, okay, what is it that I am avoiding that keeps me in this, and developing that confidence and self-esteem, getting to the places where you aren't feeling worthy of something greater and changing that. So this is, something to be aware of. And then, so both of the unrequited and bargain brand love are where most people lose a lot of time. I will say that this block, this square, the not desperate, not aligned, most people don't actually date in this space. Most people don't date in this space because this is the kind of thing that you see with online dating, where there's an attitude, where there's just a lot of attention. This one is a humongous energy leak. So that sense of like getting into the complaining and the drama, you go online and someone sends you a picture of their ding dong and you're like, ah, and then you go in, call all your girlfriends and call your mom and tell everyone like this sad story. That's called an energy drain. The way you handle this one is that you don't give it any significance. I picture it like, you're out in the world, you're meeting people. If there's one that's just like completely not aligned and not a match for you, you just let it float by like a dead leaf is floating by in the river, and let it go and look for something fun. Yes, somebody says lower left, upper left. I used to be in the, I don't know what that one says. Anyway, so this one is, a big, huge choice for, when I say the cat lady mindset will keep you out of this, but it takes a discipline to not want to like do the drama, you won't believe what happened to me. Like, I promise, if you create a space for yourself where there's like a no tolerance zone for that stuff, you're going to have a lot more energy. And I do attribute my success in love to, a lot of things, but that is a big part of it, because that's where I would give up on dating. That's where I would stop. I would delete all the apps. I would, say, fine, I'll just, be single and adopt 1 million cats and be fine. Like, that's when I would give up. If you can cut this out completely, you're going to have a lot more time. And I say that because I would have given up. My typical cycle with dating was date for maybe 3 weeks, get totally burned out, and then be out for like 3 or 4 months and then start again. And this time when I met Larry, I had been dating and having fun with it for 3 months. And it led me to that. I would have been in my off cycle if I hadn't changed the way I approach things. So now let's talk about where to find your unicorn and how, because this is the super loved category where you can see it's not desperate and aligned. So in order to get to not desperate and aligned, it's doing all the things we've talked about this week and continuing this stuff moving forward so that you know yourself, you know who's right for you, you're honoring your values, you are clear in your energetic vision. And when I say vision, I don't mean you have to have like exact pictures of your person and all that. I actually think it's more powerful to go into show me what my love vibe can do, show me what, and then be in the energy of it. So knowing, yeah, I know who my person is. Who you are is going to show you who your person is. And being willing to move from the place where you're inspired, you have curiosity, and you have cultivated the confidence. You are, you have done the inner work required. And I don't mean to make it out like work, but the truth is, if you have an inner world that says you can't, or it's not safe, or I'm not good enough, that's what you will see. You will see people that can't commit. You will see people unavailable because your body is like, it's not safe. So when it says it's not safe, there's the alignment. The alignment in the unrequited is like, you will get relationships that align with it's not safe. And the best relationships to align with that are people who can't actually be in a relationship, people who aren't available. And so, and if you're lacking the confidence, like, oh, you're sort of like, well, I'm not good enough, then yeah, you're going to be in a mediocre relationship, so that you can see that, yeah, I don't deserve to have someone who actually wants to do the same things I do, or has a vision, like, so notice how it's like a direct match. So by now, you probably have some things in that left column. I'm hoping that you also are starting to see from what I just said, things that you would like to have in your future relationship. So taking a moment to write down some of those things that matter to you. If you value health and wellness and getting up and being active on your weekends and eating healthy foods and not drinking or smoking or doing other things, then I'm guessing it makes sense that the person that you want to spend time with will share that kind of lifestyle. So what do you know about your person? Start making some notes about that. So now do I have more? No, I don't have more. So I'm going to remove that, come back here. So tell me what you got from that. What do you know now that you didn't know before? And this is the time to begin to make new choices. Are you functioning from, some bitterness? Are you, lacking that self-esteem to speak your truth and to know that you can have more from the core? Are you feeling kind of hopeless or having a hard time believing that you can have something else? Then that you want to take care of that. You want to be able to take care of that. So this is an opportunity to do that. So if you want to join me, if you have done all 5 days of Date Like a Unicorn, or if you know that you will be complete before the end of the weekend, then you get to have a laser coaching session with me. And this is a rip the Band-Aid off moment. So, I know not everybody is up for that, but this is a time to really go to that core. And this is for those of you who really do want to move forward. And this becomes like, okay, let's look at this. What is it that you need to know right now that can change the trajectory of your love life? And then also, you may be a candidate for the Unicorn Love Experiment. And that's going to be a 6-week experiment. It's not free. So do not mistake in that. It's not free. There is an investment. And I like to say that an investment in calling in your beloved is priceless. So, if you're living off of half a package of ramen noodles a day and, you're struggling financially, this probably isn't the time to reach out for the rip off the Band-Aid session and talk about what you can create in the future. But I will say that all of these things relate. Money and love are not different. Like when you are struggling in one area, when you work on one area, usually the other area expands too. I know that that's very true for me. It was very powerful to see that when I changed things, I got a huge promotion at work. I, ended up being with Larry. We ended up buying a house together and like doing all these other things that just really changed our whole world. So anyway, I'm going to put the information up now that if you're here and you're watching, if you want to be considered, you can go look at the getsuperloved.com 6-week. That's where you can read more about the Unicorn Love Experiment. And if you've done all 5 days, my gift to you is to do a unicorn, do a laser coaching session. So a laser coaching session with me, and you'll want to message me and let me know that you've done all of the 5 days. So let's put some information there. If you've done all of the 5 days, you can go to, I'll put it here, complete all 5 days, you win a laser coaching session. And you can go to chatwithmacy.com and schedule that. So I will also show this. So, okay, so go check that out. And let's see who is here, what comments are happening. Okay, awesome. Darlene says, I've been unavailable and attracted unavailable who I'd like to think I could fix. I was a master at ignoring red flags. I know, me too. And I'm feeling so ready for happy change starting with me. Looking forward to a laser coaching session. Awesome. So, what are you willing to do? I mean, these 5 days can totally change your life. And what tends to happen is that oftentimes people complete these 5 days, they have the knowledge, and then what's really tricky is being able to integrate it. So knowledge is only rumor until it gets into your cells. And like I said, relationship is healed in relationship. So if you are, really wanting to change something, I really encourage you to go further. The Unicorn Love Experiment includes a couple sessions with me. If you are really serious and you like that one-on-one and the hand holding, then yes, you would go to the next level. You worked with Sark. Yes, I did. She's now engaged to be married. And so this is your opportunity, and I know that it can be hard to invest in yourself. And okay, what can you choose that's different? Like, what if you choose to invest in yourself to have the most sacred thing on the planet? Like, everything changes when you heal your relationship space. I mean, it is the most important thing. Somebody says can't find the experiment on the website. You need to go to, I will put it up 1 second. This, it's private. It's actually you guys are here at the pre-sale point. And I will say that if you do your laser coaching session and are a good fit for the Unicorn Love Experiment, only because you've been a part of this will you get a special early bird discount, which is not up there. It's not on the site. So who's going to do that? I really am excited to work with some of you so that we can change the reality when it comes to love and dating. And I'm only going to be working with a couple people moving forward. So somebody says, I went to chat with Macy and got a time train scheduling pace. Yep, that's me. That's me. So set up your time there. And I look forward to meeting you. What else is possible? And this is, what would you like to see? Imagine a year from now. I mean, this kind of thing, when you get to the bottom of this stuff, I had a client just a couple weeks ago, and we did this deeper work on a core wound around Catholic guilt and all of the stuff that was just piled on her from childhood that had really clouded her ability to feel like she actually deserved to have a person. And after that session, she had been dating for a while. After that one session, she met an extraordinary guy. Yeah, it's totally early, but the difference in the caliber of person that can show up when you do this, it's amazing. And it's just a choice to do something different and to stop winging it and stop waiting on the couch, hoping and wishing, and even doing a vision board and staring at it. Like, if you're just doing those things and you're not actually taking steps and not actually stretching your vulnerability to be seen by another person, in this laser coaching session, you're going to be seen. And we'll get to the bottom of those things that are holding you back. So I am so grateful for all of you being a part of this. I can't wait to meet you. And how does it get any better than this? Let's close with our Love Vibe song. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Feel it. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Show me what my love vibe can do. Show me what it can do. Yay. Okay. What's it going to take? Who's going to do something different? You know what? Or don't. Just keep it the way it is and let's see what happens. But I encourage you to consider, what if you did something different? What if you were actually seen? What if your unicorn brilliance can be adored and appreciated beyond what you can possibly think of? And that's the thing. This is not something you can even conceive of. It takes making a choice for change, and you are here for a reason. This is not an accident. So it's on a silver platter right in front of you. Are you open to receiving your destiny? Take it. All right. See you soon. Bye, everyone.